Just to give you a heads up, I'm going to be quite rude in this video because I'm quite pissed off, and I did say that sometimes I'm just going to be candid about my views. This is one such occasion. There's a channel called Informal Overload. They've got a lot of subscribers, certainly a hell of a lot more than me. But basically, the concept is they report stories from around the world. But people shouldn't be misled into thinking this is some sort of online news source. It's not. Um, I have to say I'm feeling rather disgusted. I've just watched a video um, whereby the presenter was talking about a situation in China whereby a pregnant woman had been blown up by the man who got her pregnant, and it's some backstory to that. Um, I'll put a link on this video solely for expressing what I'm getting at, and maybe other people can share their views on that video. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but this is just my views. But what sickens me about it is the absolute lack of professionalism on how this woman dealt with the story. And not just her, her male colleagues are just the same. I've seen a few of their videos, and I just think it's utter trash. Um, it's not that the story is inaccurate, it did happen. That's not the issue here. It's the fact that she could crack a joke, as she does at the end of the video, about a human tragedy. And I really, really wonder about the mentality of those sort of people. I'm not talking here about someone who's been directly involved in a tragedy and using humor as a way of dealing with it. This is someone who has no personal connection to the tragedy, but just takes some sort of um, smug sense of satisfaction from making jokes at human misery. And it just, frankly, it disgusts me. I really don't know how people could like this crap. Now, people will say, well, you're a hypocrite because you watched it. My argument would be, if I hadn't watched it, how could I criticize it? How would I be in a position to criticize it? That would then be the reverse allegation. They would say, well, how can you criticize it if you've never seen it? So I have to watch it to get a context, and I only watch it so that I can comment underneath and write how much I think it's trash. Because these people think that they're not accountable. They think that they can um, just get away with the sort of lack of professionalism. So, in the highly unlikely event that the presenter will be watching my video, if you are, you're not a journalist. You belong in reality TV. You have a trashy approach. You seem to think that human misery is something to joke about, and you're a disgrace. I just ask people, how can anyone possibly make excuses for this? You know, people say that tragedies happen all the time in the world. That's true, but it doesn't mean you have to make light of them. I don't think there's any such thing as dealing with approaching a serious story in a light-hearted manner. I know there's a place for satire, but I think that's a different thing. This is just trashy, cheap, um, even worse than tabloid journalism. It's Anyway. I'll put a link underneath this just so people can see what I'm ranting about. You know, some people might say if you don't like it, don't watch it, but this isn't about. I disagree with that because you cannot say that that sort of attitude is harmless. It's not. I think it desensitizes people when, you know, someone like her is trying to make light of something that really, really people shouldn't be making light of. Um, you know, these people were in such a situation that, I mean, what the man done was appalling, but if she dealt with that story in a professional way, there's no way to make a joke about a story like that. What a bitch. I mean, really, what a fucking bitch. So, sorry to be blunt, but I'm quite angry, and I just think that you have to really question the personality of someone like that. Am I being judgmental? Yes, I am, because she's put herself online. You know, I open myself up to scrutiny insofar as if people don't agree with me, they can say that. Well, I don't agree with her, and I think that the approach she's taking is utterly trash. It's yeah, I'm just gonna be repeating myself, but I hope there's other decent people out there who can see what I'm getting at. It's not clever, it's not needed, and it should be condemned. Actually, it should be, because otherwise they'll think they can just get away with it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's disgusting, quite frankly. And it doesn't matter if the victims themselves will never know about the video. It's the very fact that this person is trying to get ratings off someone else's misery. I think that is the most cynical, low life, shallow, and cowardly thing to do. And it's despicable. I talk about tragedies, I talk about things that are going on in the world, but I try to deal with it in an objective and professional manner. And I'm not even a journalist. I'm just a Joe Average. This woman obviously thinks that she's a journalist. She's not. She's just a trashy, shallow individual who should really be in an MTV video or some trashy reality TV star. She's not a journalist, and if she thinks that she is, rant over.